Hi everyone. Today, the goal is to write a program to basically input 15 numbers in an array, and then we have to find the sum of all of the odd numbers and sum of all of the even numbers. So let's start coding. First, we are going to include our library. Then we are going to define the main function. Then we are going to define our array in which we are going to store 15 numbers. And then we are also going to create two more arrays. One will no, I don't think we need more arrays. This should be good enough. Uh, and then we need two more variables. So sum of events, and then we also need, and we need to initialize it with zero. Then we need sum of odds, and we need to initialize it with zero as well. Then we need to iterate through the array. First of all, what we need to do is we need to start some sort of loop, go through the 15 iterations, and then we need to actually take 15 inputs. So let's do that. We'll use a for loop for this. I will run from 0 and while I is less than 15, and this should be more than good enough. So basically from 0 to 14 it's going to execute, and when I is equal to 15 it's going to break. Now print what? Why am I making mistakes? So first what we need to do is we need to let the users know that they need to enter a number. And then we need to use scanf function to sort of get the input. And we need percentage %t ampersand array of I. And next up is, well, we can actually sort of check here if array of I mod u equals 0. If it is true, that means that the number is even. Why do I say that? So let's say that 5 is there, right? 5 mod 2. What would that mean? The what should I call it? The remainder will be 1, and 1 is not equal to 0. That means that if we divide some number by 2 and remainder is not 0, that means that that number is not completely divisible by 2. And if that number is not completely divisible by 2, that means that it cannot be even, right? And in this case, we are checking if it is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then it's even. And if it is even, then what we need to do is sum of events is equal to sum of events plus the the element that was entered, and that is even. And then what we need to do is sum of odds, otherwise sum of odds is equal to sum of odds plus array of I. And finally, we need to just print out sum of events is equal to percentage %d slash n sum of odds percentage %d, and then we need to pass in our values, which is sum of events comma sum of odds, and this should really work. Over here we are going to return 0. This will signify the end of the program. Let's try to execute it. So we'll do gcc output, let's just do app main.c, and it will create an app.exe executable, and we are going to run it. So sum of evens is 16 and sum of odds is 42. Now let's just check if sum of evens is true. So 2, 4, that is total of 6. And then we've got 10, right? Add this 4, it is 10, 12, and then in the end 4, so it is 16. So yeah, it is correct. And our code is working just fine.